Hi everybody, this is Christina Hawkins with Global Specs Internet Marketing, and I'm just kind of giving you a status check on what's happening with us and what's happening with your care plan. First is we are having more issues with brute force attacks, and I've explained in the last video that it has become a bit of a problem. We've been on it though. It hasn't really been affecting anybody except for the fact we've installed some security software. So if you're having a problem logging into the back end, please let us know. We've really had to lock down that login page so that it was getting just hit hard by these bots. So we were really on top of it, and what happens is that it slows the server down, which in effect slows websites down. So we've kind of been on that. One thing we did do is we upgraded our servers. So we went from 4 megabytes of RAM to 8 megabytes of RAM. So that's really going to help us out with performance wise. So even if we are going to get hit with brute force, it should be a smaller impact on us, but we're still on it. It shouldn't be affecting you all, except like I mentioned, if you're having some trouble logging into the dashboard, please email support@globalspecs.com. The best thing we can do is add your IP address and whitelist you so you can log in. If you have e-commerce and folks are having trouble logging in, they really shouldn't be having any problems logging in because they're on a separate dashboard that's not really affected by all this. But please remember, support@globalspecs.com is where you get help if your website's down, something wonky's happening with your site, images are gone, whatever happens, please email us. We're pretty good at getting on top of that. So the second thing kind of related is we've moved our subscription payment page to a separate site. It used to be on the main server, globalspecs.com, when host, and we've pulled everything out and it's now got its own install, its own site. So it's store.globalspecs.com. I'll be sending out an email so that everybody knows where they can go and update their credit card if they need to, and they can log in. If you don't remember your password, just click the I forgot my password and it'll be sent to your email address. Regarding SSL encryption, if you are in a managed care plan, we're slowly going through everybody and adding that as part of your plan. If you're on tech or host plans, then that would be an additional fee. It's nominal. It's about once a year. I think $25 or $50. I'm horrible at this, but it's something that we need to start doing for everybody. Every new website we build, that's just part of our process. It goes right into https://company.com. We need to add that S on your website now. The fourth thing I want to tell you about is WordPress 5.0 is out. It's not released yet. If you log in, you might have seen in the past Gutenberg, install Classic Editor, install Gutenberg, and if you're on a care plan, we're taking care of that for you. But one thing I want to mention is do not upgrade yourself. We'll be upgrading, but we're not going to upgrade until 5.1. We just want to make sure that all those little nasty bugs are fixed before we start upgrading. The other process that we do is if you have a WooCommerce and e-commerce site, what we do is we stage your site first, upgrade WooCommerce, then if everything's fine, then we do it again on the live site. But we don't like typically working on a live site. If you kind of have a small brochure site, where we usually will upgrade it on the live site, we have daily backups. So something wonky does happen, we can just immediately go to the backup. It's just the stores have live orders happening and we don't want to kind of touch with that. So we like to put that on a staging server is what we call it. The next thing I want to tell you is I am sponsoring and I'm one of the hosts of WordCamp meetups here in Houston. There's 3 of us. There's one in the Woodlands, the one in Houston, and I'm in Sugar Land. So we have about 35 to 40 people that come once a month. The one in Sugar Land is the 3rd Thursday of every month. And what I'm excited to say, we're going to kick off WordCamp in Houston. It's been 10 years since Houston has had a WordCamp, And that's kind of a bad thing because WordPress was born in Houston. So Matt Mullenweg is the inventor of WordPress. His family is here. He now lives on the West Coast in Silicon Valley. But we are hoping to have a WordCamp here. Now, what is WordCamp? WordCamp is usually about 500 to 700 people come. It's informal. It's community organized of volunteers that get together, and users like yourself who use WordPress for their marketing and their websites, programmers, designers, freelancers, bloggers, they all show up together. And we like to have about 3 tracks. One is the marketing track, so anything just pure website, social media, just that marketing track. Another track would be for programmers, and this is where it kind of gets high-end development kind of stuff, so people enjoy that. And then another side might be the design side, the front-end management of a WordPress site. We're hoping April 2020, but I've kicked this off. Our first meeting is next week, so we'll see. I'll let you all know what's happening. The 6th is, which I already mentioned, is WordPress meetups every third Thursday. So if you are in the Sugar Land area, even if you're not, we've had folks from Pasadena drive out. We've had folks in Katy. We've had folks up north in Conroe actually come out. You should have a link in the email if you'd like to join us. Then the last thing I really want to point out is this is coming up on the end of the year. I think by the time you see this, it'll be the first week in December. Now is the time to start thinking about the next year. If you have a social media account with us and we're managing your social media, if we're managing any pay-per-click, well, first week in the first month, we usually reach out with a strategy for the year. Topics you want to talk about, any specials that's coming up, anything you want to celebrate, anything, for example, if you're women's health, every month we might have, something related to women's health, where, the pink campaign, breast cancer, health, heart health, all of that each month, we kind of want to promote something, just as an example. But now's the time to think about your marketing campaign for the year, what you would like to see accomplished by this time next year. Do you want to see more traffic? Do you want to see more leads? What is it that you want to accomplish next year with your digital marketing? And how is that going to all relate together with not just your website, but your social media, with your LinkedIn and your Instagram and your Facebook, and if you're using Twitter, how is this all going to kind of tie in branding wise, right? How is this going to tie in with your ultimate goal of either being more responsive to your customers or trying to build a community, trying to get people to know who you are? So if you're in the oil and gas field, most of the time it's a branding thing. I want people to think of you when I think of this process, this product. So if I'm LinkedIn, I want to know that you're the expert. How do you do that? Beyond going to expos, one thing to do is on LinkedIn is share white papers, share stats that you've learned, the latest news, the latest techniques, any safety concerns you need to let everybody know about. So that's our social media ideas to kind of kick off for next year. How can I utilize LinkedIn, Instagram for my own business? So that's really all. I try and keep these short. Thanks so much. And if I don't, hopefully I get another one out in December. I'm trying to be consistent. And thanks so much. Have a good day. Bye.